expected, yes. Oh, you mean this? Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence, so perhaps we should examine it with a little more detail. How exactly? You'll notice that some pieces bear a magnifying glass. These are ones you can examine. Alright, you can press A to examine, use your things to look around a bit, to rotate the evidence and examine it from all angles. You can move through the crosshairs for clues. It is just teaching me mechanics. Oh, let's go through this. Press A to investigate further. So, partner. Alright, now I can take this seriously. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new that can be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use the controller to investigate this. Let's see. Oh, wait, no. Let's see. Required for every visit. John Wilson, how to clinic. There we go. Oh. It looks like this medical report card was issued some quite time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. With the family doctor, I imagine. Man, they do look really handsome. Especially Kazuma. Damn. Well, I can imagine going to the doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections. And then they demand a lot of money for you for that privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, nonetheless. Which the only cure is a very bitter medicine indeed. It's like, I'd love to punish you. We can play doctor a little bit. I'll be the stubborn but yet persistent doctor, and you'll be the scared patient who's worried about his first rectal exam. Don't worry, it happens all the time. Let's take a look. This is some kind of medical history. There's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Yeah, Kazuma definitely has top energy. Extraction of molar, you mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so just before the incident. Had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they use laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West. I've heard of this anesthesia, although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drinking beside water for 3 hours post-procedure. Until anesthetic effects have passed, yeah. How did he order a steak after the tooth removal? Sounds like the information worth bearing in mind. This medical report card has been upgraded. With this new information, meaning that everything changes. We listen to the testimony, definitely. Even if what I saw wasn't a crime. Pointing a gun. A visual search of the premise confirmed we were the only personnel present. Alone he was, Englishman, dining all by himself. This is where things get a little flaky. Let's press it. Objection!
Yes!
Oh. Well, I think,
After you left in that lad, you call yourself a liar.
But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Cosmo. I could see it quite clearly in the cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand standing up like that so purposefully, you knew exactly what you wanted to say. Don't you feel like you have to choose your words wisely? Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Korekuta-san. This is a medical report card belonging to the victim.
What happened, bud?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection!
Dear me, have you forgot your words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what?
You're not to interrupt court proceedings with your drivel. But let's see if I can explain it in words you understand. It was after 2 p.m. when the victim was murdered. Whatever he may have done before that time is irrelevant.
But that's... Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
I believe we're finished here. There is no need to prolong this trial further. The witness statement is clear and concise. His medical report has no bearings. For that simple reason, there's no one besides this pale-faced pupil who could have done it.
This medical report card has nothing to do with this case? Do you really believe that?
What outburst have petrified me, boy? Of course I believe it. How could I possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hata Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted.
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't be.
Korekuta-san,
What?
as you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally, there is more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that couldn't possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we know now, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of anesthetic. Expertly done, partner.
Objection!
What? What's this nonsense, you little upstart? Just look at the evidence. The stick and shit.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
To think it's fair to say that the tables in the restaurant in this case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So having just undergone dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning point. More whip sounds. Ace Attorney or Johnny Test? That is a very good question. All of them have like very big, like kind of like sounds. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been the victim himself, me, the two witnesses, an as of unknown third party. Let's see, it would be an as of unyet known third party because it's not the two witnesses. They were in a separate table. I wasn't at the table. The victim couldn't have been eating the steak. It's somebody else. Obviously, it could have been someone sitting with the professor.
Objection!
Do not let this go.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we knew the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yes, we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on the table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there's someone else eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear the witness's testimony is unreliable. If the court decides to push through the ruling in this case, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Cosma.
Are you insane? You wouldn't take on the government?
Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them, the two witnesses at the stand.
What? What are you talking about?
We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So if it now turns out the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Implicit? In murder?
Oh shit. Hold it! The negative! There's no mention of this at the tactical meeting. Yeah, I was just following orders. Oh damn. Famous last words.
That's right. That's the business is. I say I never saw a gentlewoman. That's what they told us.
Oh shit. What? What did you just say, Korekuta-san?
No.
You were just following orders?
Hold on, lad, I was...
Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with the lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? These witnesses gave false statements. Is this true, you pair?
Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Order in the court, Counsel. What is the meaning of this? It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? That's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as conspirators for murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone of considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea of this. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas who might have been behind this? If we can confirm who silenced these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. Name whoever tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before you make firm accusations. Evidence that provides whoever did this tried to wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If this is proven to be witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please wait, Your Excellency. I have no idea of any of this. I swear on every Shinto god. I do nothing.
And what does the defense say about this? Your Excellency, there's no time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes to mind. Who could it be now? Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... Let's see. It wouldn't be Kasanoda. It might possibly be Mikotoba. Not him. He's not there. The only person to manipulate the influences, I guess it would have to be Hosonaga. I have a feeling that he seemed very, like, suspicious of a lot of this. Like, he didn't like that I presented the business card. So I have a deep feeling that he would probably have a lot more to lose as, like, the guy that kind of is able to manipulate the plates and such and discuss things with the witnesses. I think it's him. Wait, no.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection!
Poppycock! What possible reason for a waiter to have to make a witness give such false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter cannot possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man were truly a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit the court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Gojo's real identity, proven by the evidence. This is the plan of the restaurant. Raises number of questions. It's supposed to show the relative position of everything in the moments following the incident. But there's nothing to show the woman you say you saw there. Exactly, and that's not all. Look here in the upper left where it says kitchen. Oh yes, what of it? No one would use those complicit characters to write kitchen, especially not in a hurry. You mean, you don't remember those characters yourself, don't you? Study harder, Ryunosuke. Oh, fuck. Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Oh, fuck. That's why he didn't want us to see the card. It was right here, evidence that he has enough influence to sway the court. Yeah, this was a big fucky-wucky. Well, that's unexpected. What is it? Look, do you see the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga? Well, yes, business cards do tend to show a person's name. That's sort of the point. Yeah, this game's a lot of fun. I love Ace Attorney. I feel like these games have a lot of just kind of like fun perusing where you have to kind of like really sort of like bends like the core cases a bit. I feel like with Danganronpa, you kind of lose out a little bit on some of like, I guess some of the intricacies in between, like finding little like intricacies and finding inconsistencies. So you end up kind of just using everything that everyone has said to you as a way to be like, wait, this thing you said 20 minutes ago contradicts everything that you just said. It's not just the name that's unexpected, it's his job title. His job? Oh, Chief Inspector. Yeah. Police Bureau. Inspector, what on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here, the waiter's business card has been updated. Alright. It is proven by this evidence.
Yes!
The plan to the restaurant sketched by the man in question. There's a lot of attention to detail. Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's interesting. I beg your pardon. Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes, it is the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is saying? Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of the business card. The front of that business card reveals the man is in question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession? Actually, good gracious! Ass is bodacious! That's right, Your Excellency. That ass was quite bodacious. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter's a detective? I haven't heard a mention of this before. Why haven't I heard a mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses here in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you those orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman on the scene? Well... Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it as a possibility. This will be fun stuff. Then he got really scared. He got super scared. He made a big oopsies. Here you go. Yes, I remember now. He acted strangely. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. If I let myself be distracted when I made the sketch, it was an unusually careless mistake.
So you mean to say you are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Of course. Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes. There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant lately. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I'm not at the liberty of divulging. However, I can state categorically that they are all unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then. Inspector, you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses that at the time of the shooting there was in fact another person at the table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of the person's presence, having served the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out to the kitchen to see what happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and besides him, a gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady who I had guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant had been concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. Man, it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? The university is currently hosting a number of exchange students, and I'm fairly certain that one of them studying in the medical facility is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I could see why you're a chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean? When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it would be imprudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands you name the lady in court this instance. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in research laboratory at the medical facility.
What is happening here?
I admit that under orders of the police bureau, I erased all evidence of the lady's presence on the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her. It must be now up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts are as follows. Thus far, the case presented has been underpinned as a critical premise. The victim was dining alone. However, as we now discover, the premise is false. It would be a desecration to our justice system to avoid the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Oh, Your Excellency, that would miss the noon deadline. Our government will be displeased.
Calm your tits, Prof. Counsel. I will not allow the government or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Investigator Hosunaka. Yes, sir. You will locate Giselle Brett in this court with your most urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
That means you'll be going against special orders.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. Flawless? So it won't be a problem? Nothing will get in my way. The court will be adjourned briefly. The prosecution must call the English student to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yay.
Is he poisoned, Your Excellency? Either he's poisoned or he's going through like some like medical thing, like a tuberculosis sort of thing. Let's see, let's do a regular save along with the auto one. I'm not sure if I should eat or not. I'm kind of like a little, I'm thinking it might be like, oh, to be continued, ooh. Maybe I should stop here. Oh, save current progress. Alright, let's see. I feel like I am starting to feel a little bit hungry. I've been going for quite some time. I'm not sure if like people are like kind of jonesing for something or more like I guess more of the story. Hopefully I'll be able to dig more into it. But I'm starting to kind of feel a bit peckish. I don't know if I think this would be a good place to stop, yes. Once this is done typing all out. Alright, I'm going to end it all here. Let us exit this game. Actually, I might go pee a sec. Let me try to get myself together. Maybe I'll see if I want to continue or not. But I'll be right back for a moment. For a spell. YOLO. Yeah, I'll probably end up throwing in the towel today. I'm super, starting to feel it. A little bit on that hunger. Let's scroll on down. I'll probably just go back to the title. Alright. Save and quit. And then let's scroll over here. Perfect. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's going to be really exciting to be able to pick this up. I'm thinking, I'm not sure, maybe Sunday? Maybe next Sunday? I'm trying to think of times where I'd be able to sit down long enough to be able to get through a lot of the first trial. So hopefully all of this is good and in the clear. But I am going to leave you all with a poke on my beauty mark and a poke on the microphone, and you will be having a very exciting rest of the day. Around 2-ish, I believe Amana will be doing some streaming, so it'll be really exciting to tune into that. But until then, I will see you all soon. Take it easy, guys.